everyone. How's it going? Francois, Night Shift, Latrell, IR, Elves Warhammer, Stephen, Christopher, hello. I told myself again today that I would start on the starting screen, but again I failed. How is everyone? I'll give you all a couple of minutes. I know there's a bit of a delay. Arachi Booms, how's it going? Can you all hear me okay? Felix, hello. I know it's been 3 weeks, so I kind of delayed everything for a week. So technically you should have had a tutorial today, but I've just been catching up with a lot of background stuff in the background. As you can see, I've updated the starting screen. I also updated the Be Right Back screen, just so I can sort of help promote a few bits of the merch. How is everyone today? So I've just, if you're a member or you're a Patreon, I've just before this stream, I did update with images of the Pallet I, which is going to be my next tutorial. So since there's not many here at the minute, I'll quickly show you. So I'm working on 3 videos for the Kill Team box, the new box. So I'm going to be doing Pallet I for the Death Guard, Imperial Fists for the Marine part, and then I'll be doing a how to play. Christopher Parks is working and lurking. Francois Marion, well enough, just working on some Eldar. We're going to be looking at a lot of the new releases that we saw with the World Championships. I've got to say, I was really happy with all the releases that they showed. They've ended the year with a bang. I don't think anyone can be disappointed what they showed. So yeah, the Death Guard. This tutorial is going to be out next week. If you stick around until the end of the stream, I'll show you a proper picture of one of the miniatures as a reward for sticking around until the end. So this is actually going to be quite easy to do. It's just washes and contrast paints. So the tutorials that I'll be doing for the Kill Team are going to be really sort of aimed at starters and beginner hobbyists, I guess, who are just sort of looking to get into the hobby. And the Imperial Fists are going to be done with contrast paints as well. And the only real sort of heavy part of it is highlighting, but you can actually get away with not highlighting. But there's a lot of fun techniques, so a lot of verdigris and rust and stuff on there as well. The kind of things you expect when you want to paint Death Guard. And I think you can skip a lot of the stuff. You can actually do this colour scheme that I've worked out to do the Horus Heresy Death Guard in the bone colour, which is the idea. So what have I been up to? Not a lot. Again, I have been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but it's not really exciting stuff. It's just been a lot of small things that I've been trying to find time to catch up and do. So for example, I've updated all the video descriptions so they're a bit more easy to understand. Like if you go in there, there's all the links for the products in there, links to social media and stuff like that. And an update as well. If you do expect, with the live streams I've been doing, I have been doing an extra video. It's kind of like, not a highlight, but using the live stream to create an extra video. So I won't be doing that anymore because they're not really getting much traction. I don't think really people are coming to the channel for that kind of content. So I'm going to sort of use that time and energy to sort of do a stream a week instead. But that's probably not going to happen until the new year. And what I'm looking at doing, I'll probably do 1 week. It'll be this kind of stream where I'm just sort of chatting, answering questions for you guys. And then the opposite week, I'm hoping to sort of figure out to do a hobby stream. But you won't be watching me do anything for a tutorial. It'll just be my own hobby. And it'll be a good chance for me to sort of work on my own stuff as well, which I don't really get a chance to do, which I'm really looking forward to. And I had played around with the idea of doing 2 full days at the weekend between Christmas and New Year. But honestly, I just don't think I'm capable of doing that length of a live stream. But I am going to try and do maybe just both evenings on that Saturday and Sunday. Maybe a couple of hours to 3 hours just doing some hobby and just chatting. I don't think people do a lot of things in between Christmas and New Year because they're a bit burnt out for Christmas and they're getting ready for the New Year. So I know that's how it is for me. I think for that weekend, I'll just be maybe building or just getting started on maybe a new army for the new year. At the minute, I'm planning on doing Aldari. So I might be building like a combat patrol box or something. But if I've got it built, I might start painting on stream. But I've got to get a webcam, which I'm probably going to do next week. Then figure out sort of how I'm going to make it look, so I can make it look good. Because the camera I'm using at the minute is the camera I use to film me painting. So I want to use this camera to obviously film me doing my hobby on the live stream. But the other camera I've got is a Sony A51, I think it is, but it overheats, so I can't keep it running for longer than like 5 minutes, so I can't use it as an extra camera to use on a live stream. And the webcam on this laptop that I use, it's sort of low down, so you'd be looking at my nose all the time, which doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to get a webcam to use so you can see me while I do my hobby. In the US we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year. Burnout is real. Yeah, I've had some American friends. We've done Thanksgiving before. It's a lot of food and a lot of drinking. I don't think I'm really up for all of that this year. Stephen, I have a whole army of resin Krieg I got on eBay like 15 years ago. Never painted, but I've got to get that new range now. To be honest, you could probably sell all that Krieg stuff right now and you'd still get a good price for it before the new plastics come out. Because everyone's getting hyped and they'll want an army before the book comes out. But it's whether if you just want to integrate it all together. I know all the Krieg stuff, all the resin stuff was available on the website, but it's currently unavailable. I don't know if it's going to be available again at all once the new range is out. You don't know whether they're only going to be the miniatures available, because sometimes they drop even more miniatures later. So as always, guys, if you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me, just ask away. So I haven't really got anything planned for this stream. I just wanted to sort of come back and take it easy, look at some cool miniatures. Because I'm a bit out of practice, and obviously now I don't really rely on this for extra content. I'm not going to like force anything in the second half. I mean, obviously I'm still going to do extra stuff in the second half, but just for this stream. Originally what I was going to do for this stream was like look at things you could get for Christmas. So we might do that and look at all the products that are available, because I've actually bought a couple of products that have recently been released. So I bought a desk mat with like all the old Codex covers on there, and it's really good, but we'll have a look at those later. Steve, the old models are also a different scale to the plastic. Yeah, true. Yeah, because the new plastics definitely tend to be a lot chunkier. Vladimir, sorry, just joined. I hope you'll cover one day how to paint Death Corpse of Krieg. I do have a Death Corpse of Krieg tutorial already. It's been out for a couple of years now, when the plastic miniatures came out for Kill Team, and it's in the current colour scheme that Games Workshop are doing. So just go check it out. I'll show you. Give me a minute. Yeah, I do get a lot of comments a lot of the time, especially if I've got new videos. People are asking me, can I do this, can I do that? And a lot of the time I have videos on the channel already, so I don't know how to sort of urge people to go and look at what content there already is on the channel. Oh, okay, Vlad. Yeah, with the new stuff, I've got to think about that. So obviously, I've got that tutorial already. We'll have a look anyway, just in case people didn't know. I have been thinking about if I'm going to do any more Krieg videos, but I'd be silly not to. Let's get the right. Yeah, so if anyone didn't know, I've got loads of tutorials now. Let it load. It is an older style of video to my current sort of style, but it's still a good video. And I wouldn't change a lot about how I do this one. So if I was going to do an updated version, I'd just have to think about how I could change it. It could definitely be more simplified, which I've gotten a lot better at, because this was my era of trying to sort of replicate how Heavy Metal have done it, where recently I've kind of taken that and sort of streamlined it. But if I was going to do any more Krieg tutorials, it might be one of the flat guns, or like one of the larger sort of weapon miniatures. We'll have a look at the miniatures in a bit anyway, or maybe like the command. So yeah, some of these videos do need updating. This Black Templar video here was unlisted for a long time. When I bought out the more recent Black Templar video here, I unlisted that because I'm still not happy with that. This was an experiment type video. With yellow, for some reason I painted the yellow weapons. Oh, you can't see that. This yellow Mega Orc armor here is one of my all-time most favourite tutorials. Samus, welcome to the stream. Stephen, I have a feeling the Plastic Krieg will be very popular. Yeah, I know it is. I would be silly not to do it. And I'm thinking about doing tutorials for all the aspect warriors as well, now they've all got plastic. But it's subjecting everyone to like 2 months of the sort of same video. I know they're different colours, but it's like 2 months of Aldari. But I could do it over a year, I suppose. Yeah, I thought about doing the... So Stephen, well, you could do one of the new horses or something rather than just redoing the infantry. I think I would like to do the infantry again if I was to do it. But the horses would be good to do as well. Every time you do a mounted unit though, it takes twice as long, obviously, because there's pretty much 2 miniatures to paint. And yeah, I don't really look back at a lot of these tutorials. You can see that the Death Corps has got an older style of thumbnail. And the idea behind that was to sort of show visually some of the things that are in the video. But I don't know how important thumbnails are nowadays, because when you hover over them, they autoplay like this, so you don't see the thumbnails for very long. So you kind of have to get in there pretty quick. Then obviously I moved to this sort of style, which is pretty much what I do now, but it's more, it's a lot better. It's more there's a lot more contrast to make the image stand out. Yeah, it's going off on a tangent there. Let's have a look. Let's start looking at some of the new releases then. Let me just get set up. I'll move that. So did everybody watch the preview show? I didn't get a chance to see it because I was out at the time, so I just sort of had to wait till the next day to catch up with a lot of the stuff. And has anyone been watching the World Championships as well? This must be the first year of the World Championships, so it'd be interesting to see how that works for them. I understand like they've got a lot of representatives of different countries playing. That'd be quite good to see sort of the armies people are using, who wins. It must be over now, because obviously Sunday night. So again, I was so happy with what they showed for the previews. Really impressed with everything they showed. I knew they were going to do a new Azurman, or Azurman. And we knew they were going to do the fire dragons as well, because obviously we saw the Exarch, the Phoenix Lord for that. So I've just updated a lot of things, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's... I think these are my favourite aspect warriors that the Eldar have, the Eldari. I'm a big fan of the warm yellow and orange colour scheme. You can't go wrong with metal weapons in the game either. So I can imagine like all the new releases will probably be... This is sort of like their release schedule for the first quarter. So in January, February, March. Obviously the Krieg will be first. so they'll probably be up to order for the new year. That's been a trend as well, because the Custodies were a New Year release. The Sisters of Battle were a New Year release. I can't remember what last year's new release was. I think it might have been... I'm not quite sure, but the Krieg will definitely be a New Year release. Then I reckon the Eldar probably close to the end of the quarter when they need to make the money. Probably my favourite miniature. This is needed an updated miniature for all the aspect rows have, but especially Ajuman. And I'm particularly excited for this miniature as well, because I've been waiting for this miniature to be updated. So for those who know, I started I wanted to start a little series where I do the 2nd edition codex covers. So when he comes out, I'm gonna do another one. And it wasn't a very popular video, but I enjoyed it. So Ajuman's next. So I'll be painting him for the channel in this colour scheme. Now, obviously the miniature doesn't match up completely, so I might make some modifications here and there. I know he's got like the yin yang thing on this chest, but I may keep that, or I may fill in that detail and keep the gem. And to be fair, you could even do like a really cool little diorama, because these are all the new plastic miniatures. I don't think I've quite got the time for that, but I definitely want to do Ajuman in this colour scheme. Maybe have a look at doing some freehand. I know his helmet isn't quite the same. But I think we can adapt that colour scheme for this new miniature. The 2nd edition guy must have a banner. Oh, he doesn't have a banner, but we can figure that out. Yeah, just such a nice miniature. We've got the Swooping Hawks. Did the Swooping Hawks have the Swooping Hawks had a Phoenix Lord? So nice. I don't know if there's anything left now for the Eldari to get in plastic. Squigburger, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so you can see my little overlay there. So all the links for the socials in the description now. Wigburger, not necessarily an Eldar fan, but those new models look great. Yeah, I think these are definitely top tier miniatures that will make people want to collect an army. There'll be a lot of Beltan armies starting. Yeah, actually the Falcon, the Eldari Falcon really does need an update. You're absolutely right. I think that's almost as old as the Land Raider. If not older. So I remember building one of those maybe like 6 years ago, and the kit was already like the tooling already worn out because it was really difficult to put together. Arachi Booms, any chance of a grey tone only mini guide for us colourblind fans? It's funny you say that, because next year I've got a plan to do a generic how to paint a Space Marine video. I get asked all the time for how to paint different chapters and different colour schemes. So the plan for that video is actually to work in grey. It won't be to paint it grey, but it'll just me being able to show the techniques, and the fact that you've said it'll be good for colourblind people with colourblindness. I don't know how you would say that, sorry, but those who are colourblind, I hadn't even thought about that, so that's actually even more reason to do it. So I'll definitely be doing that, and hopefully I might be doing that maybe probably March, April time. But yeah, it's more about, instead of showing people what colours to use, I just want to emphasise the skills and techniques used. So the idea is to just paint in a grey scheme. But yeah, I didn't even think about that, so thanks for pointing that out. The SEAF weaponry, the Krieg box looks awesome for next year. Yeah, it really does. Stephen, my 5 Prism still has the metal weapons, and it's basically the same as the new one. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, the Falcon was really awkward to put together. It doesn't fit together really well. There's a lot of gaps. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't like molded bases, like molded scenic bases. And they just do, but this, for special characters, I can understand it's fair, and you're not going to complain about that. But when it comes to like your generic miniatures like this, it kind of frustrates me. I'd like them, if they're going to do this, to give an option of just having the miniature be able to stand on the base without it. I just feel like it takes a bit of creativity away. Maybe you don't want your bases to look like that. It's just a personal thing anyway. And after you spent like a week painting all your miniatures, you've then got to spend another day or two painting bases. Maybe I'm just venting. I'd like the option. I would like the option to have either or. At least, I suppose you could, if you've got a spare base, you could do that anyway. But a lot of the time, supposedly the miniatures, they need to be on that piece of scenery. So I'm scrolling around now. I have to remember I'm live. So this has to be a brand new character to the 40k universe, because the these are called the warp spiders. Yeah, warp spiders. They've never had a Phoenix Lord before. And these bases, they do make the miniatures more dynamic. I understand that as well. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine, yes. But this is amazing. This is that base. The one time I do like the base, it's amazing. But Dogs, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I definitely want to get started on the Eldari army next. The scheme for it that I want to do is the Darren Latham black and yellow, because I paint all my armies black and yellow, it seems. But so if you want to learn how to paint those, because I probably won't make a video for those, you'll have to join the hobby streams. How often do you clean and organise your painting area? Looking at mine, it's a mess and definitely needs cleaning. My setup, my painting area is really the sort of bare minimum, to be honest with you. So it's quite easy to clean. So I definitely try and make sure I clean it properly between each project or each video I've made. But generally I'll just make sure to tidy everything away at the end of the day if I'm sort of finished with them. It's just do it often, I suppose, little and often, because it can distract if you're working in a messy area. Yeah, the spider web, the choice of design where the sort of the energy effect is a web. I think they're brilliant. So the Doomweaver has like a big version of their weapons, and the Doomweaver, you sort of, I'm not sure what the rules are for it now, but you sort of knock off movement with them. I wonder if these will work the same. Hilo, sadly for some reason, Games Workshop didn't make a new Striking Scorpion Phoenix Lord. Please, Mr. James Workshop, give me a new current. Yeah, at this point, it's 100% guaranteed. So they probably haven't shown him, but they'll probably save it for like a little sort of snippet between now and then. It's just you're gonna have to let me know. You told me your name last time. Sorry, I forgot. Welcome to the stream. I just can't say your name. McDoug's just got done helping my son on his Tau kill team. Touched up his broadside suit too. Andy, I was going to say Andy, but I didn't want to look like an idiot. Welcome to the stream, Andy. Yeah, so all this week I've just been painting the Pallet hand. So if you've just joined, I'll show you a little snippet. My next tutorial is going to be the Pallet hands. That's what I've been working on this week. I haven't had a lot of time to work on them as I thought I would, but they are finished now, so the tutorial will be up for next Sunday. Here's a picture of all the aspect warriors together. But yeah, you're right, the Striking Scorpions and Karandras isn't there, but I guarantee he'll be released with this range. Go for it, Painting. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the kill team box. Let's talk about the kill team box, because I am super impressed. And it's now back in stock as well, and I know it would be by the time I get this video out. For me personally, to date, this is the best product Games Workshop has made. for a lot of reasons. For a start, the price of £67.50 is a great price for what you get in this. So in the box, you get the 2 teams. You get the Plague Marines. I'm sorry. You get the Plague Marines. And you get the Space Marines. Now, both of these sets of miniatures were the sort of blind box miniatures that came out a few years ago. So they're not available outside this box currently. So there's already a lot of character in them. They're push fit as well. They're so easy to go together. You get this MDF terrain. And I know it doesn't seem very exciting, but it is. Because every starter box really should come with this. Because you don't have to paint it. It's just... So even if you just build those miniatures, you don't paint it, you've got some nice terrain as well. And the board as well is... It's not paper, it's like the proper sort of board. And it was a lot of fun opening this box up as well, because everything, it's like the Apple experience, as everyone knows it, of the experience of opening the box. Everything is wrapped up, even the tokens. Give me 1 sec, I'll be back. Let's have a quick look at what's in the box. So when you first open the box, you get all the sprues on top. So I'll let it half out. So this is like paper, like wrapped nicely. And there's let me just let the camera sort itself out. Might have to go back to the streaming in 720. Everybody okay? Hang on. The Mighty Boss. Welcome to the channel. So this is like wrapping paper. I have no idea. This is just for this is the boards. So you've got that. Hopefully. The MDF grain comes in this little pack. You open up. Get 2 books. All your kill team in. All your tokens. Then again, with all the like the starter boxes, just get like a massive guide to sort of building and painting and playing. So yeah, I'm just really impressed with the quality of that product. And for £67, I mean, even if you go halves with someone, that's like less than £40 each. Crazy. And it's a great way to play 40k as well. It's a quicker game that you can do in about 40 minutes. It's easy to get your head around. And you get away with obviously buying less miniatures. It's just a great product and it's a great gaming system to start with. And that's why I want to make the 3 videos. Yeah, the Squidburger, not a huge fan of the push fit miniatures. Yeah, I'm not a fan of push fit miniatures either, but you can usually, these went together really well. And I even was able to build them in sub-assemblies. And you can just sort of clip away the pegs. Yeah, so sorry about all the lag there. I'm gonna have to go back down to streaming 720 because at the minute I'm streaming now at 1080. I don't think I've optimized my OBS. I've just got loads of layers with overlays, and I think that might be what's slowing it all down. So yeah, great product. I highly suggest anyone who wants it, it's worth picking up. And if you want to wait until I've done my 3 tutorials, which I think would be a great companion, go alongside the box. Because I've done it so a lot of the paints and contrast paints that I'm using are going to be for both the Imperial Fist and Pallet Hand. Andy says, I'm a fan of push fit. I get glue everywhere from gluing. Yeah, painting these Death Guard the way I have, they're so quick and easy that it wouldn't take long to get a nice army painted. So for the 7 miniatures, realistically, I could paint those 7 miniatures in 3 days, or 3 full days. It did take me a lot longer to paint, but obviously having to film and figure out as I go along how I'm painting them takes a bit of time. But painting 7 miniatures, that's to make them look like that in about 3.5 days is amazing. Yeah, and if you don't buy, as Steven says, if you don't buy off the Games Workshop website, a lot of retailers will do it at a discount. So yeah, I highly recommend this being on your Christmas list. And I don't like to tell people what to buy, but this is a really great product. Back up. Yeah, so we've looked at the Aldari. Let's look at the Krieg next. I think everyone else is excited for the Krieg as well. So this is the launch box. How do we feel about the launch box? Something that you can't actually buy at the minute is the pre-kill team, because I've tried looking. So I was interested to see if it was sold out since they announced this. Yeah, this will be sold out on the day. Oh, can I suggest that for anyone who wants to pre-order this, if you want to guarantee getting it, you just go to a Warhammer store. Because in the Warhammer store, they bypass the queue on the website. And they tend to open like 5 minutes early, so at that 10 o'clock, they get straight into ordering them. So that's what, if I'm really keen on getting a pre-order that I know it's going to sell out, I'll always head down to the Warhammer shop. You're pretty much guaranteed to get a copy of it, instead of waiting like an hour online. So I know they've put a lot of things in place, like bots, like protections against bots and stuff, so it is good, but still doesn't stop it from selling out. Yeah, I'm not sure why they put 10 horses in. I would have liked to have just maybe had... You could have had like a heavy weapon team or something. Or the command man box. Unless there might be a detachment where it's all mounted. See it. Stephen, I like variety in my boxes. Not a fan when you get 2 or 3 of the same unit. Yeah, that's why I was a bit disappointed with this box. Because I'm not sure how detachments are going to work, or I can't really see this and be happy. I don't think this is a good starting force. You kind of pretty much want a combat patrol box. But they're nice miniatures. But like you, I would have preferred a bit more variety. Andy says, yeah, the Warhammer store opened up at 9:30 last pre-order. I got the big mech box. Yeah, so definitely just head down to the Warhammer store on the Saturday morning. Pylo detachment where it's all mounted would make sense, as the new combat patrol is also 10 Attilians for whatever reason. There we go. in an alternate universe, I would have liked to have had Steel Legion, I think. But I know why they've done Krieg, because they were super popular from Forge World. But I do miss a Steel Legion. So, and I had thought about painting these up in those same colours, but I don't think it's the same. Yeah, Squigburger says, probably check my local hobby store. Yeah, I'm not sure how the hobby stores work. But I know they're not completely linked to the Games Workshop store, but I know they'll get an allocation of boxes. But again, if it's just the sort of a generic hobby store, it'll be down to what they want to do. So yeah, go check what they're doing. Yeah, I would have preferred Steel Legion and had that sort of range fleshed out. Just because I think they should have brought Yarrick back. I like how Militarum went from 0 horses to 3 different types of horses and multiple horse commanders. Yeah. What the third? Because you've got the plastics of the original sort of riders they had in metal, and you've got these guys. What are the third ones? We're just going to go off on loads of tangents tonight. I want to see. It's good to see what's available. Oh yeah, because you've got the Rattlins coming out soon as well. If people haven't had this idea already, if I do a Krieg army, I won't be using these vehicles. I'll be using the auxiliary tanks from the Horus Heresy. And we'll have a look at those in a second. Yeah, you've got the Attilian Rough Riders. Oh no. Again. Some Imperial agents. We got all the Cadians. Oh yeah, you've got the Leonidas guy. I think he'd be quite fun to do as a video. G Stella 96, are you going to add some Wolf Riders to your Retro Goblin army for fantasy? We're going to have a look at those in a second, and I'll talk about that. Yeah, let's have a look at the Horus Heresy stuff. Solar Auxilia. See, these vehicles here look more like Krieg vehicles over the generic Astra Militarum vehicles. I do like a Reaver Titan. That's one of my goals, is to get a Reaver Titan, more so than a Warlord. Andy, no, it's not just you that wants to buy it all. I do as well. Yeah, Leonidas would be a fun miniature to paint. I'll add it to the. I'll add it to my my list of videos I'd like to do. Didn't even know that existed. Yeah, I'm definitely using the Horror Service vehicles for my Black Legion. But I just think these will be spot on for the Krieg miniatures as well. In all honesty, you could just use these at 40k as well, I suppose. So I'd imagine this is kind of their, sort of in the solar system around Terra, this is what their military force is. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that idea anyway, rather than just using the normal Astra Militarum stuff. These do look amazing. This is a cool little design as well. I'm really impressed with the extra sort of details they give you for the bases, which you don't really get with the Cadian ones. I know you get like the little ammo boxes. Alzi, thank you.
Alzi Forbes became a member. Alzi Forbes celebrates 2 months of membership. Good evening, how is everyone?
Yeah, so this will be your 3rd month now, because I believe you were gifted your 1st membership. So I'm really appreciate you sticking around. If you didn't know, you can go check out the images of the Pallet handoff finish today. Should be in your YouTube feed or in the community post, the channel. Yeah, I've seen when they first announced these, they had a green color scheme for them, which I really liked. I'm hoping that they start to do some multi-plastic characters with different options. So I'm hoping, I know they've been getting a lot better. So hopefully this commissar comes with different weapon options. It looks like it because there's like a little gap there. G Stella 96, I've really enjoyed the trend of making artillery pieces into kind of dioramas. Yeah, that's hobbyists have always done that. I know a lot of people who used to make these out of green stuff. You can't. These would look amazing as Mordian weapons for Mordians. Yeah, if I was to do a tutorial, I'd probably do something like this. Just so it covers, I could cover doing the infantry again and armor. The heavy weapon teams are amazing. So this is the alternate colour scheme Stephen was mentioning. Yeah, I saw a green variant scheme, which I was really interested in. I thought they might have made that the new sort of box Krieg. They've stuck to this sort of urban scheme. Yeah, because if I did like maybe like a weapon team or this, it'll be a good opportunity to do days. So, it'll be a good opportunity to do weathering, the streaks. And I've actually shown how to do this in a simple way for the Pallet hand. Because it uses the same sort of base as the Cadian weapon team. I don't think the sub-assemblies would be too difficult. You probably have this base here, like the Cadian weapon emplacement. I'm not sure what the actual proper name for something like this would be. Artillery, like an artillery weapon. It has the same sort of base, and I kept that separate. The wheels you would keep separate because you paint them differently. This weapon section here will probably rotate, so you could keep that separate. Then obviously all the infantry you'd keep separate, and you'd keep everything off the base when you're painting. If you have something big like this, a good thing to have and to keep are these the tops for your undercoat sprays. They're quite big, they're lightweight, you can put bigger stuff on them. Francois, I don't like the horses and not enough basic infantry, otherwise they're called box. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, there's not much variety. But these are the same horses as the forge-walled ones, but in plastic. They put so much detail into their miniatures now. Crazy. Probably not even like 15 years ago they wouldn't bother putting all this saddle detail on. They might just have like one simple bit of cloth underneath them, but none of this. They definitely get more adventurous with the poses. I know the Italian Rough Riders are very nice poses as well. I wonder if they'll do Ogrins. I think that's if the Krieg will have Ogrins, I would have thought. But no, I'm really looking forward to the Krieg stuff, but it is just going to sell out straight away. So if you want an army of these guys, then save your money so you can just buy it all when you can pre-order it. I think these are probably my favourite unit. Francois, just hate models that are difficult to transport. Using the plastic tubs with the magnetic sheets takes all that away. If you've not seen, I've made a quick video showing you how you can use storage tubs, like the plastic storage tubs. You can stick magnets to the bottom of the bases with magnetic sheets. You can fit a lot more in a tub, and they're just a lot safer to transport. So that might be an option. They're a lot cheaper to do as well. Pylo, I'm kind of surprised I didn't do a Krieg upgrade sprue that includes a Krieg style tank commander. They probably have, to be honest. Again, a lot of the stuff they show here isn't necessarily all of it, because they always keep a few things back. But I agree, it would be silly not to have like a tank crew. And again, maybe like an Ogrin box. Be really good to have. Squigburger, painting the horses will be a bit of a challenge, but would love to do a big cavalry charge. I might do a tutorial for them. I reckon they'll be quite straightforward to do, actually, with some washes and shades. So what we do is we're just going to have a little break for 10 minutes to so you guys can have a break from me talking. And I'm just going to quickly have 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at the rest of the releases. Stephen, the Resin Krieg Tank Commander set is sold out online on Games Workshop's store, so maybe they do have a replacement in mind. Yeah, and everything's sold out because they'll probably be reboxing it. Well, for the plastic, because you can't buy the plastic Krieg either. So they're probably just sort of organising that range. But yeah, I'll be back in 5-10 minutes at most. Hello. I'm back. I'm back. As you can see, the B-Rock back screen has changed. There you go. Things taste so much better. And it stops you drinking your paint water. So if you do want to check out all the merch and all the stuff I've sort of made, links in the description. I use a website called Fourth Wall. That's all print on demand, but I've made all the products myself. But you can also go to our website, www.TableTopReady.co.uk, and it's all there as well. And hopefully something that I'll be doing next year, I'm going to finally do like a newsletter, so a quarterly newsletter. So if you're interested in signing up for that, ready for the new year, you can go to the website and sign up for that as well. So the next thing we're going to look at is the Uruk War clans. I just want to test this out. Can you tell me if that's too loud? How loud is that? Does it get lower now? There's something I haven't really done properly before. Double me. How about towards the end? Because I was changing the slider. Let's try it again. So even on here you can see I've put it down. It was better. So if we put that up, and play it again, let's just play another video.
Battlefields, humanity battles for survival against a galaxy that would see it destroyed.
How's that?
And yet, amid the smoke and fumes of the battlefield, a holy light radiates.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that level and you can tell me.
Behold, Celestine, the living saint, 1/6 scale limited edition statue. Following the thunderous triumph of Lieutenant Titus.
People hear that? Okay.
Spoilers, storm of terror.
How loud is it compared to my level?
Of divine retribution. Our artisans have poured their devotion into this statue, capturing her celestial essence with breathtaking detail.
And when Games Workshop announced that Weta Workshop were doing stuff for them, I didn't think they were going to be doing like statues. I think
smoke and fumes of the battlefield.
I didn't know what I was expecting. I think I was more thinking about weapon replicas.
And a fleur-de-lis as the pommel is grasped in her hand.
So that level is fine. I think I think we've finally figured it out. I do want to
flowing purity seals cascade down with
I do want to
words of devotion
obviously watch videos and share videos, but I wasn't able to do before because I hadn't set it up properly. So that's good.
And the prayers of the righteous faithfully.
That's good. That's good to know. I didn't turn myself down. That's good. Okay, so Uruk War clans. they've now included hobgoblin hobgrots with a character, whereas they didn't have them before. But that's not what I was excited about. It's only taken 4 editions, but Orc Warclans have finally got endless spells. Altreus, hello, welcome to the stream. So, if anyone's joining us now, we've been checking out the new reveals. We've already looked at the Krieg, and we've also looked at the Aldari, all the Aspect Warriors. So once the stream's finished, you can go back and watch all of that. Yeah, it's quite an old pose, but I've done a Hobgrot skin tutorial. I wanted to do a full Hobgrot tutorial, but I didn't have enough time to do everything, so I just stuck to, or I think I messed it up. So to salvage that tutorial, I then ended up just doing the skin. Stephen, as a Total War player, I'm kind of surprised I didn't find a way to put endless spells into the old world. They lifted the concept from Total War Warhammer in the first place. I've not played Total Warhammer. That's interesting. You could probably use these as markers, but obviously they're more templates. And I just think they're trying to sort of stick to how it used to be, I guess, with the templates. Pylo, my only worry with the Slitter boss is he'll stand out well enough alongside a unit of Hobgrots. Will he stand out against the unit Hobgrots? I imagine he'll be a little bit bigger. He's probably going to have a bigger base. Yeah, it's got those banners, but I know what you mean. There's not much. Base is a bit more broader, a bit chunkier. I've still got like 20 Hobgrots I've got to paint. This is cool. So I think this is a piece of the Orc Warclan's piece of scenery. So Scaregob totems are lodestones that channel the cunning energy of Mork raised on stilts to loom over the boated swamps. These structures strike fear into any who glimpse their glimmering lair out through the fog. They emit a constant jabbering stream of infective. That sounds more like an adjective, which only becomes more vicious when a sharp-tongued killer boss takes up his post. So it's probably going to enhance magic. Maybe give you a bigger range and better casting ability or something, maybe. Boss rock towers are cobbled together by the iron jaws in places filled with war energy to mark their territory, or what they believe will very soon be their territory, and to provide a convenient place for weird knobs and war chanters to perch as they conduct the power of Gork. I think stuff like this would be fun. Like if you do play Old World, this might be a fun piece of scenery regardless. Or at least sort of get an idea of what Orc terrain might look like in Kit Bash. And this is what I was really excited for as well. Because Iron Jaws are one of the tutorials that I want to do sort of February, March time. After I've done some Stormcasters Skaven tutorials, I'm going to be doing Iron Jaws. So it's good timing, to be fair, that these are going to be coming out around that time. So if I wait for this box, I'll probably do some Hard Boys. But the idea is I might do some hard boys, and I might do the big Gore Grunter miniature. I think that'll probably cover a lot. So there's not a lot for the War clans, but what there is important. So a really nice spearhead box, endless spells, and a nice piece of scenery. I do want to try and get back into AOS, and I might start with some Iron Jaws. Pylo, I love that they went for a 2-option kit rather than one that only vaguely fits both sub-factions. Yeah, they're getting cleverer with their kits. And Stephen can't wait for a Siege expansion for Old World. That's classic Warhammer fantasy from our childhood. Little Orc Towers would be great. At the end of this year, next Christmas, not at the end of this year, it's coming to the end of this year, end of 2025, I think we'll see the return of more time. If you think about it, Horus Heresy, you've got like the epic specialist game, the Legion Imperialis, is it called? For 40k, you've obviously got Kill Team. For Age of Sigmar, you've got Warcry and Underworlds. And you've obviously got Blood Bowl. But I think because the Old World is doing really well, they have to do more time. And I reckon we'll start seeing that maybe the end of at the end of 25. Pylo, I think something else cool they did with the Endless Spells is the Mork Pit Marsh has bits to make it fit with either Cruel Boys or Iron Jaws. Oh, that's this here. So these extra bits here, you can change out for either Iron Jaws or Cruel Boys. That's great design. Yeah, if they do, they won't. If they do more time, they won't. Because they've only somewhat changed the rules of the Old World a little bit, but it's still essentially the same game. But they will update the rules for more time to sort of maybe make it play better. I haven't played more time in a very long time, but it's basically Necromunda for fantasy, is what I remember. But it'll be really great to see the warbands. But that's what I suspect. It'd be silly for them not to, because it's still a massive, as you say, it's still a massive community who are playing it. And I think slowly but surely, a lot of the 8th edition fantasy players are actually still sort of making their way back into the Old World game. Because I know there was some resistance, but I think they're still coming into it. I wasn't expecting this range. This will probably be out end of January. I would have thought after the Krieg box. You have to think, like, there's 4 quarters in the year, so financially, at the end of each quarter, when the reports go to the shareholders, or whoever, the people in charge, you'll tend to see a lot of companies do last ditch efforts to sort of increase the profits at the end of each quarter. So tend to be when you see a lot of the big releases. So actually, that's what I'm suggesting, at the end of this year, you'll probably see the Krieg box, at least on pre-order, to finish off the year. And then you'll probably see this start in the first quarter to get everything set up for the new year. Francois, I want to see the Squig army they teased. There's a Squig army. That must be just like a detachment maybe in the book. I'm not too sure. I'm not in the loop of AOS at the minute. But I'm very tempted by this box. I'm a huge Destruction, a huge Orc fan, as you know. And there was a question as well earlier if I was going to use these in an old world army. Obviously, because I use a lot of the new plastic miniatures for the Night Goblins. I'm going to be honest, I don't think these all work well in the old world miniatures. I think personally I'll probably stick to using the older goblin miniatures, like the Wolf Riders and the Wolf Chariots for the old world. Those miniatures. Because I keep saying I'm working on the Chaos Army for the old world, using the new Slaves to Darkness miniatures. I'm kind of wishing I'd just used the old world Chaos miniatures that you can get. So I just think these ones I'm working on, they're too elaborate. They're really nice, but I don't know. I'm going to stick with this because it'll look nice when it's done. I just think the character of a fancy army, like the Night Goblins, work really well because there isn't really much of a range for the Night Goblins. So that's why the plastic Night Goblins work really well for the old world, because it's still that sort of aesthetic, and you don't, as I say, you don't really have much in the way of the older miniatures. It just makes it easier. Whereas the Chaos ones, I think they're a bit too boisterous in a way, if that makes sense. So for these, I probably wouldn't use for the old world. For me personally, I think for any other people, they probably would look great. But I know the Wolf Riders have got 2 goblins on them. I think they might be just a bit too big to look sensible as an old world army. But I absolutely love these. And I've got a feeling you'll probably see a Spear Chucker as well. I think this is a character. You'll probably have a character. You'll probably be able to make a generic character from this guy as well, I would have thought. Yeah, they did do the ones they had brought out previously for Warcry or the Underworld, I think they were. They would work really well for the old world, but you only get 3 in a box. And I'm not sure you can even get those anymore either. So I think I went to go buy some. the chariots. Yeah, the chariots are great. I think that the chariots might be usable for the old world, because they are metal, like really old metal ones for the original ones, but it just depends on the size. Oh, Snarlfam Riders, you do get 5 in the new box. Yeah, so I think they might be worth doing. Maybe these chariots are, would be good. I just think these Wolf Riders here, I think they're just a bit too big. And I know you've got the Doom Diver as well. And I don't think you'd be able to... I don't think that translates to the old world either. So I'd have to see these first. It's a cool book. I'm not sure, because there's a big emphasis obviously on sort of like the generic goblins for this Gloomspite Gits book. Even the cover art, so obviously I think the night goblins, hopefully they still feature in this book. Obviously they probably will, but you got the Doom Diver. But again, I just don't think this will translate into the old world, just because it's too large of a miniature. Obviously the Doom Diver is quite small compared to this. I love the build, like the parts you get for it. So you've got the Doom Diver about to be launched, and you've got one that has been launched. Aiden, thank you for subscribing, and Dr. Terra, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Doom Diver is one of my favourite units in the Orc and Goblin army. Always has been. I never expected a new miniature, obviously, because they stopped Warhammer Fantasy. But it's crazy that they've sort of done an AOS. They've Age of Sigmarified it. It looks great. But I think you might see Spear Chucker. What else did the goblins have? You've got the what they called the sneaky gets. They're like the fanatics for the goblins as well, because they're definitely going to be. They must. Well, I don't know actually, because it might be they're just themed it all to be mounted. But I wonder if they'll do like goblins on foot, and maybe some of those sneaky stalkers. I can't remember what they're called, but they hide in units like fanatics do. They come out and fight first. They're sort of like goblin assassins. But no, I would predict goblins on foot, because this doesn't really fit into a mounted army range. You get this and you don't get this in the army box either. I'm sorry if I keep going up. Just sort of getting my train of thought. Yeah, so you don't get the Doom Diver in the box. Interesting. But there's definitely more to come for this range. You've got like an oxen on the base. I think they're great, and this is the straight off the old miniature, the little snotling with the hammer, same exact pose as well. The Skulkers, thank you, Stephen. Pilo, something I haven't seen people talk about with the new Doom Diver is the beastie under it being used to move it. Yeah, the oxen, it's really cool. So I wonder if you'll be able to, it's any good in combat. It'll probably have crazy rules for Age of Sigmar. Oh, and this guy, the character on the chariot. I wonder if this is like in the same box as a multi-part build. Or I suppose in the same, this is one box with this like war boss, and you've got the shaman on chariot. Just yeah, I just want to do these for an Age of Sigmar army. Love them. Yeah, so this is the cover for the new Gloomspite Gits book, but there's no, obviously there's no night goblins. They're gonna have to be in the book still. So the first quarter, you're going to see a lot of destruction. I wonder if they'll ever do more for the ogres. I couldn't really pick my favourite release. One of the Old World channels theorised that some of these models might have been planned for a revamped Old World before they got cold feet. That's interesting. So well, to be, Age of Sigmar is a revamped Old World, if you think about it. I think they made the decision a long time ago. Maybe they're right, but I mean, how long does it take to go and get these miniatures? Probably about 4 years, I would have thought. That is before the Old World, but you'd think they'd have it almost in place before then. But you don't know how long these miniatures have been sitting around the office for before deciding to release them. We've got Horus Heresy. That flyer, I love that model. More tanks for your Greek army. This flyer here, the Arbus Lighter, looks great as a piece of terrain as well. I already thought this was already bought out in plastic. It's crazy how much of these miniatures are bought out in plastic from being resin. It takes a lot of time and effort, obviously, to produce these kits. It's just crazy to me that they've made so many of the Horus Heresy plastic already. They're churning it out. Rafi, welcome to the stream. Hello. Lao How, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're watching. Pilo, in the text under the special edition book, they mentioned stuff for night goblins and trog still being around. Oh yeah, yeah. I just hope they make it good to have like a good themed army. So obviously you can have the goblins, the night goblins, and the trolls. Yeah, this is because it's not even, it doesn't even have to be like a military vehicle. This quite a generic flyer that you could probably adapt into maybe like a game of Necromunda, for example. It would be nice. That's why I like Necromunda, because you see a lot of the non sort of military units as miniatures. I never understood this dreadnought. So it might come in, again, we might come in tutorials. I'm doing Pallet I and I'm doing Imperial Fists, which both will be able to be used to do the Horus Heresy miniatures. Yeah, the Harvest Light would be great for terrain. Even if you're doing like a narrative game as well. I just love the design. I don't play Horus Heresy, but I do love the miniatures you get for them. And I'm glad it isn't just Space Marines. They're fleshed out, obviously, like the Imperial Guard and the Mechanicus. Finally, another army for Old World. So after the Chaos, after I've done the Chaos, I think I'm probably going to do Skaven, because I'll probably do some of those for tutorials, and just once I've done them for the tutorials on the channel, I'll probably do it so I can convert them to use for Old World. I think after the Skaven, it's likely to be an Empire army. So I think you'll be able to get the land ship. I'm hoping that, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping I can still get the Chaos Mammoth. That's something I've always wanted to get. I'm pretty sure the land ship will be available eventually. A lot of these are still available for Age of Sigmar as well. The Cities of Sigmar. Just nice to see a lot of these miniatures come back. Obviously, you could probably get away with using this if you wanted to use like the Age of Sigmar miniatures. You could use the Cities of Sigmar miniatures for your Empire army. I think that'll work quite well, because obviously they've got a lot of the Sigmar iconography on the newer Cities of Sigmar, which works really well. But I think I'll just stick to using these sort of older miniatures. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if these, because I know, is it Norn? But I'm pretty sure the colours of Norn is black. Which I thought this period of time they're doing, especially because I keep thinking my cursor's over here, hang on. Does it say what area of the Empire these are from? I suppose you could obviously still paint whatever colour. Yeah, so I think they come out as about £110 these, or £100 they come out, these battalions come out as. The Dwarf one's really good and the Chaos one's really good as well. The Orc one was a bit disappointing because I don't really want the Goblins. I would have preferred Orcs and Boar Riders and Chariots. Then that would have been like a must-have buy. But because it's got Goblins in, I was bit disappointed. Middenheim. Thank you. Yeah, Middenheim, they're blue and white. But I would have thought it'd be Norn, like the black. Because they're more, I think, I'm not sure of the history and background of the Empire, but I've always pretty sure that was who had a lot of the engineers, the tanks, the steam tanks. And these are fine because you have not been able to buy these for years. Owsy, thanks for sticking around. So the next stream will be in a couple of weeks. The next stream, I'm going to try and do a hobby stream. I should have things set up then and we'll test it out. Have they bought? I'm not sure they have any. They've done. I'm not sure they've done a new model for the Empire range. Just like the Chaos, they didn't do a new miniature for the Chaos range either. But no, I'm looking forward to the Empire as well. Francois, my old world orcs were undefeated. It had 3 MS goblins, 3 doom divers and fanatics, 6 stone trolls, 35 boar boys, 3 rock lobbers, and 20 black orcs. Doom divers, from what I play against a friend of mine, and every time they've got a couple of doom divers, but they always seem to roll a misfire, so they're only actually using them like half the time. War wagon. Oh, this guy here. This does look cool. Okay, so they are going to be doing some new Empire miniatures. That'll be good. You had the engineer on like a metal, like a robotic horse. You'll also be able to careen around the field with a remastered war wagon. This kit has had every rivet and bolt resculpted for greater definition. His horses have been updated with completely new sculpts. It also comes with an exclusive new engineer armed with a Hochland long rifle, but be aware this kit will only be available on made to order basis. That is cool. Does that mean it's only going to be... Because I know with a lot of ranges that it was only temporary. Like when they say made to order, it'll be... it won't be around forever. I'll have to pick one of those up then. Now I'm excited for some... Because the old world stuff, they have slowed down. Because when... I know it was only announced oh yeah, because that was what all the New Year stuff was last year, was the old world stuff with the Khemri and the Bretonnians. Hopefully we'll see some high elves this year. So returning plastic. Because I know with the Orc range, that giant, they stated it was made to order. And it also said only while stocks last. But now it's available all the time. Yeah, you're right. It would be a shame that they put all that work in for only it to be limited edition. But I think it'll probably be around. It's just obviously if you order it, don't expect it for like 2 months, because that's probably what they mean by made to order. So they'll probably wait for a certain amount of orders and then do a batch of them. So they're all the new releases. I haven't looked at the books. Let's have a look at the books. They said they're carrying on the Horus Heresy story. I wonder if that'll be the... I can't remember what they call the period after the Horus Heresy where they hunt down all the Traitor Legion. I'm trying to get through the Araman books at the moment. Nearly finished the first one. Chococo Latin, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for subscribing. The problem with these books, they're very immersive, but when you read them, you're expected to already know so much. Like, you couldn't just pick a random book and get into it, because it wouldn't make sense. Because even though I've been doing it for this hobby for a long time, I'm still not up on a lot of the more sort of intricate details that maybe not everyone knows. So it's just difficult to sort of get into these books sometimes. It takes me a couple of reads or a couple of attempts to get through it. Because they're very a lot of these books, they're really great at they're great at writing characters and the way they are, and I love like the conversations and interactions between characters, but it's just the setting up the world and setting up the lore in these books is it can lack sometimes, because you just go straight into it. Because I love the Black Legion books. I've only read the first two, but they're amazing. And I do need to read the third one. And I really enjoyed it's based on the time where the Thunder Warriors were just on the way out and the Emperor just created the Space Marines. It's about the custody, like the main custody guy. Begins with a V. Someone knows what book I'm on about, but that was such a good read. I don't want to bring up my audio list, Audible list. Oh. Not wrong. I just want to have a quick look at their see what random stuff they've got. Yeah, so this here, I bought this. I've got it right here right now. It's really good quality and the images are really sharp and clean. This is £19.99. I'm not sure how that converts to other currencies around the world. And it's probably got the dimensions on here. Guessing. So it's 3 mil thick. So it's 80 centimeters wide by 30 centimeters width. But it's a good size. If people were thinking about presents, people could buy them, or you could buy someone else, because you've got sort of like a current day 40k. You've got all the second edition codex covers. I think they're the only 2 available at the moment. Oh, there's Space Marine 2 one as well. You're a big gamer. Obviously, all these here as well. I thought they're a lot smaller than you think they are. They're only like that big. They're more sort of like badges or pins. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't think they were metal. I suppose they're magnets, aren't they? So they can't be that big. But I thought they were like maybe wall hangings. I do like the Christmas decorations. Obviously all the plushies. If you want, they've got the Black Legion for these as well as the Ultramarines. The red gobbo rug or blanket. So if you want a big Warhammer Christmas themed gear. I was a little disappointed with these because you do get, like, you've got pin badges in them. I'm not going to click on them because I don't want to spoil what the pins look like if you do buy them. But they're not very exciting. The pins aren't very exciting themselves. But they are a great idea if you collect pins. I think this would be quite fun to have if this is your thing. They've got a lot of the roleplay, like the roleplay start sets as well. So you've got Age of Sigmar roleplay, Warhammer 40,000 roleplay, and I'm pretty sure you've got another one as well. This Elector counts, so Warhammer Fantasy roleplay as well, which I think is a great idea. Samus, hello. I know you probably missed it, but do you have a plan for some new content coming out? Maybe some Death Guard stuff? Yeah, if you give me about another 5 minutes, we're going to wrap up soon, and I'm going to share an image for the next tutorial. You should be able to see the pictures actually in the community YouTube feed, because I've just before this stream, for members and Patreons, I've put up the new images for the Pallet I I've just finished today. So if you want to have a look at that after the stream, but I'm just about to show, for everyone who's stuck around with me, I'm going to treat you with a little image of what's in store with the next tutorial. I know, like, I do love these kind of licensed products. It's just nice to have a few extra bits rather than just miniatures, because obviously you love the brand and like the universe as well. I like the little Ripper. I know they, like, if you go into any sort of Warhammer store, or if you go to Warhammer World, they usually have a lot of stuff there, like candles and other stuff as well. And now you can get prints as well. So, yeah, if you think about what you want to ask people for Christmas, there are a few bits there as well. The Kill Team. If you haven't bought it, I really suggest buying it. Even as a standalone product, because it's up to date, the best product Games Workshop have made, and they've really set the bar. And I'd be disappointed if future starter sets weren't up to that standard. And I would especially expect something for Warcry in the same vein, because there's, like, Warcry for me, I really want to get started in it, but it's such a difficult, there's nowhere to start for Warcry, because the thing they've got at the minute is pretty much just Underworlds, with just Underworld warbands. Have a look. So this is the same price as the Kill Team box. This is just disappointing now. Because it's not, these aren't Warcry miniatures, they're Underworld miniatures. They're nice miniatures, but you want 2 full warbands, personally. Because you couldn't go on and use this to sort of extend your experience for Warcry with this. Or I might just be crazy. But they will definitely need to update this, because I would have thought they'd need to update this anyway with the new edition. That's what I'm hoping for, maybe in the new year. Because Warcry is one of the systems I do want to get into. It's just, I don't want to buy this for £67. So we'll, because if you look, there's really nice warbands. I just feel they're missing out. So I'll wrap up there. Let me just set up an image to show you. Give me a minute. So my next tutorial is the Pallet Witch Hand, painting the Death Guard side of the Kill Team box, and I've finished painting them today. I'm only going to show you one miniature. it loads up. So this miniature you'll see a lot of people painting. It's quite a generic miniature. I will show this one. As I say, if you're a patron member or a YouTube channel member, I've shown pictures of, actually the only miniature I've not shown yet is the sorcerer. So I've painted all the 7 miniatures I'll show you how to paint them in the tutorial. And this is just using basically washes and contrast paints. And it's believe it or not, a very easy colour scheme to do, especially if you're new to the hobby or looking to start the hobby. And the only real difficult technique I would say is highlighting. But in all honesty, you can get away with not highlighting these miniatures. There's so much detail on them anyway, and a lot of the definitions created by the shades and contrasts. But as you can see, you've got I've tried to show a lot of special effects, not special effects, but obviously the verdigris. There's some rust going on. You've got like oily drips on there, chips on the armor. So I've tried to show a lot of things to do on your death guard that be done quite easily. Without much experience, and I'm really proud of the fact that I've been able to do that with these guys. I'm hoping to do that with the Imperial Fists as well, because I know Imperial Fists can be seen as a really difficult colour scheme to get right, but I've managed to figure out a way to do that quite easily for beginners as well. So this video will be out next Sunday at 7 o'clock. Hello, Millie. On my cat's me. And then the 2 weeks after that will be the Imperial Fists. Then 2 weeks after that, which will probably be Christmas, you'll get how to play Kill Team using this box. So anyone who's hopefully going to get this for Christmas or treats themselves to this box around this time of year will be able to use these tutorials to get that done. The way I've done it, a lot of the paints and contrast paints I've used to paint the Pallet I, for example, I'll transfer over to the Imperial Fist. So if you are painting both sets for yourself, it's not going to be, you're not going to have to buy like 2 sets of paints to get both of those painted. So for example, if you were going to do like the box, like the Ultramarines and the Death Guard colour scheme, the green colour scheme, you pretty much have to buy 2 separate lots of paints. I wanted to make sure you wouldn't have to do too much, so trying to keep the cost down. But this, you could use a lot of this and transfer it to the Horus Heresy Death Guard. Again, the Imperial Fist you'll be able to transfer to painting an army or the Horus Heresy or whatever else you want to do with it. So it's not just like just for these miniatures alone. I want to be able to show you how to paint these so you can go on to paint an army of them after. But I'm really excited for these tutorials. They're just something a lot different to what I've been doing with sort of like the box art. It's more akin to sort of trying different styles and schemes as I have been. For the example, pointing at the 3 Ultramarines I've done, obviously with the beginner scheme, the metallic scheme, and the contrast scheme, trying to branch out. I know not everybody wants to paint to the box art level, so I'm trying to do a lot more outside of that as well. And it helps me as well expand my skills, and I can get creative, paint something like this. Whereas if I was obviously to stick to just box art, I wouldn't paint something like this. Whereas I've now learned enough, I can take the skills I have learned and start producing stuff that I've come up with, schemes that I've created, for example, rather than just copying someone else and how they've done it, which is kind of where I'm hoping the channel is going to go. I'm hopefully still just going to try and do box art stuff as well, because people want to paint like that. But I definitely want to expand and do a lot more of my own style, as it were, and apply those to miniatures as well. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. If you can't wait till next Sunday for this tutorial is likely to be available at the latest Thursday for members and patrons. If you want to join and help support the channel as well, the link's in the description. It really does help me buy everything I need for the channel and buy all the licenses, the software, obviously for the music I need. It does cost money to run this channel, so it would be really appreciative if help support me. I'll always obviously make tutorials and content as free for as long as I can. I just hope that there's people who find it valuable enough to be able to support me through those sort of means, by buying merch, join the Patreon and membership, and hopefully I add even more sort of value through those as well. I do have a birthday coming up. The next stream is actually going to be on the 8th of December, which is the day before my birthday, so that'll be the next stream. I'm going to be 40 years old. I'm going to be an old man. Well, I'm not going to be an old man, but it's a big 40. So that'll be the day. The next live stream will be the day before my birthday. I wasn't going to say anything, but I have now. So thank you very much. It's been really fun just looking at the miniatures, just having a chat with you guys and catching up. It's just nice just to have a chill. So next live stream is going to be in a couple of weeks. Next weekend's going to be this tutorial for the Pallet hand. Anyone who's stuck around to the end, thank you so much. And anyone who's watching this stream after the fact, thank you very much for watching again till the end as well. It's really appreciated. Expect more shorts as well, because there's a lot of energy going to go into those pretty soon. Because I can use them across different platforms. The idea I have in my head, I'm currently working on 101 tips and tricks, which I'll all make into shorts. I'm just writing all those at the minute, but they're only going to be like 40 seconds long. But again, thank you very much. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Again, if you do become a member or join Patreon, you get access to the TableTopReady Discord as well. I haven't been very active in there the past couple of weeks, just because I've kind of wanted a little break, but catching up with stuff as well. But I will be a bit more active now looking forward. But again, thank you very much. Look after yourselves, and I will see you soon. And look forward to the video next week. See you later. Bye.